Hi, everybody. It's Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning at ROE 47, and we are back for another edition of our Teacher Talk. And so today we have with us Shauna Dingus. Shauna is a curriculum specialist and interventionist at Amboy Junior High School, and she's here to share with us a little bit about what's happening in her district to start the school year, and especially as we think about remote learning. So thanks for being with us, Ms. Shauna.
Thanks for having me. I am, like Angie said, at Amboy Junior High School, but in Amboy School District, I am the instructional coach and kind of teacher leader and math interventionist for the junior high. And we had a big task as we started this year. We had brand new curriculum for math, ELA, and social emotional, and those were key areas that we wanted to go with. Even in a pandemic, it was important for us to move forward. So our teachers took on the task and we are moving forward. We spent a lot of time this summer trying to get a remote learning plan set up and spent a lot of time getting all those ins and outs ready to put the best face forward for our district. And we spent a lot of time with ROE. We're thankful to Angie and all the training she had over the summer so we could be ready to go as ready as we could go on day one. There's still kinks being worked out, and we apologize about that to our parents, but it's not going to be perfect. We've reinvented education in the last 5 months. We've literally thrown out every process in our school district and rethought everything from coming into the building to lunches to going to the bathroom, every process. So you think about that in the business world, and that's a big change to overtake. And our teachers have done a great job in our district, and we'll feature some of those today. So some of the things that we did to get started was that remote plan. We knew we had to have a remote plan template kind of ready for our parents to know whether they should go remote or come in person. We thought that was super important for parents to understand what both would look like. So we actually did videos for our school district on what a typical day would look like at the junior high. The high school also did them. I'm not sure if Central did that or not. Again, I couldn't follow literally every building in our school district because there was so much going on. But that helped put parents and our students at ease, and we got to look at how it would look, and our teachers came in and kind of did that too, so we could know what that looked like. We also did a remote learning website, and every teacher in our district had to create a website. In Google, we're a Google school, and that was some training that we had to do for our teachers, but our teachers ran with that, and we thought that was the easiest thing for all of our teachers to have one location so you could go to their Google classrooms. So that is on our website right on the front page, so you can click, you can get in there. Another important thing for remote learning for us was daily attendance and check-ins, and we did that for both the remote learners and in person, because we wanted to check in with both groups, because we want to know also, let alone our attendance, but we want to check in with them more social emotionally. It's been a hard time for all of us over the last 5 months, and so this creates a spreadsheet every day on who we need to check in with. So our counselor and teachers are checking in with those students on a daily basis to make sure that everybody's okay. And we've caught some people, and our kids have been really happy that we're actually reaching out to them and said, we noticed that you said you were sad today. What can we do to help? And they're like, you know what, I am sad today. And that conversation starter has been a great thing for us.
That's amazing. That's a lot already. I know social emotional has also been a big focus of your first 3 days. So can you tell us a little bit more about what that looked like?
Yes. This year, we thought our social connection was probably one of the most important things, because if you don't reach the kids socially, we can't reach them with curriculum. So we borrowed some significant 72 stuff. Some other districts in the area are doing that, and they said great things about it. So we did significant 72 over the first 3 days and stayed with kind of a main classroom. And that's really strange for a junior high to stay with those kids for 3 days. But we built great bonds that way, and our kids could get back into the groove of school slowly and at their pace, instead of okay, we're moving 35 minutes, let's move to the next thing. We actually built those bonds. And then that significant 72, we tied in with Lions Quest. That is our new SEL program that we're doing from grades 5 through 12 this year. And we're actually branching out, and our Lions Club is active with us on that program, which is a great community tie for us. And we had training over the summer on the program, and we are bringing in social emotional learning now on a weekly basis with that core group of students. So I will have that same core group for social emotional over the next 4 years, so I can develop those strong bonds with that same group. And so that's went really well. Today we had that, we're doing that every Monday, and that went really well. Again, talking with those students, we talked about values today and why you would set up values. And so those important conversations are starting with our junior high kids. And even if we go all remote learning, our plan is to still do that at home, because we think it's that critical this year that we take care of our kids socially as much as teach them curriculums.
So we talk, we've had a lot of conversations over the past several months about this idea of remote learning, and you have an interesting situation in how the district has kind of set up those learning landscapes for kids. There's some options there, which include remote learning. And we always talk about every day being a dress rehearsal for remote learning. So can you talk to us a little bit about what that looks like in district and how that work has kind of translated to teachers and classrooms?
Yes, we spent, again, a lot of time with teachers over the summer trying to prep, again, new curriculum. So we can't even use what we used last year. We need new curriculum and ways to integrate both remote learners and in-person learners. And that was a real chore. How can we do this that works best for all? And so we get feedback immediately. It's really, really hard to teach both ways at one time. And every teacher in America right now, if you're trying to do remote and in person at the same time, it's impossible. So bear with us, parents. We're learning because I can't do that all on one screen and do it well. I just can't. So we're teaching our teachers how to do it with both. And we've created with Teresa Wills, is it Wills or Mills? Wills, okay. I saw some training with her over the summer, and she did a great job of bringing learners in, remote learners into the classroom. And so we've been doing that. I've even been doing it with my intervention kids today we're both typing on the same screen. So I can see a student at home typing their response and a student in the classroom, and they can read each other's. And it's a great way to make them all together. Our concern with remote learners, we did not want them segregated. We want them to feel like they're in the classroom. And again, it's a learning experience on how to do this with the chats and all those things. But I think our teachers have done a great job, and you'll hear from both of our Ashleys later about how they've integrated it both in ELA and math. And again, I've done it in intervention, and I'm teaching one social studies class, and we did that today with a lunchroom fight lesson. And again, we had home learners typing in, and we're like, yes, we did it. There's actually interaction between both groups. And so that's good.
So would you say that has been kind of your biggest aha in this whole experience, or have there been other things that have been really powerful takeaways as you've been kind of trying to wrap your brains around everything?
It's definitely been an aha. Like Google Slides, I've never thought of it as an interactive way to communicate with our students, both in the classroom and at home. In our classrooms, we all know that, like, I'm calling on 3 people in the classroom for an answer. I can't call on 20 kids. So using her system, and again, everything she does is a template based, and it's free, and there's good training out there for you for free, is interactive. So it's real easy to set up. You literally copy it on, and it's text boxes, and they type in. So that's been an aha moment for all of us to make it interactive. And again, like in interventions, we're supposed to be hands-on. In math, we're supposed to be hands-on, and trying to take that where we share manipulatives or we do something together, but we really can't touch the same thing. We've had to shift our thinking. And again, we're in the first week and a half of school, so our mindsets are all changing. So that's been a great aha moment for all of us, I think. it's hard. The tech is hard. We had a hard tech day. Certain things weren't working today. And again, there was nothing that we could have done differently. It was just, again, Zoom had a problem this morning too. We're a Google school, and there was glitches in that this morning, but I know Zoom wasn't working either this morning. So we're all going to have to bear with it. And this year we said one thing we have to all learn from this is we have to give ourselves grace. Everything is not going to go as planned, and we have to just be okay with that, because we're all learning and turning education upside down as we go in the last 5 months.
I know I didn't kind of ask you this ahead of time, but I'm curious as to what you think. If we look 6 months ahead, what things do you think are just permanently going to change about education? What are some really good things that you're seeing that you would like to see maintained?
I think we can be a lot more interactive with our students. Again, in our classrooms, when we have 25 students, a lot of times we're hearing from 5 of them, and we try to get to everybody, but there's just not enough time, especially as junior high and high school teachers. We don't see them enough. So this, the way I've been doing this, like 20 people are entering their responses on one screen at one time. So I can see all their responses instantaneously. And that's been a great thing. Again, still learning. Every day is a new day, and every day we're going to be smarter. But I think it's going to change how we do things. But we also have to be patient with ourselves to learn all these tools. And Ashley and I talked about it, we're putting in a ton of time right now, and we can't keep doing this. So we have to make it quicker. And I think the more familiar we get with this, the better it will go. But right now in the beginning, again, we're reinventing everything we do right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Last question. What in this whole experience has been your favorite go-to resource that you would shout out from the mountaintops?
I'd have to say Teresa has changed my idea on Google Slides, and that I have taken out to my other teachers, whether it's science, whether it's social studies, whether it's math, whether it's ELA. How can you make your class interactive for everyone? And that you can get immediate feedback on. Again, we're trying to translate our math classrooms at the same time, and that assessments has been very good on the math homework and math warm-ups in class. We can get instant feedback on that too. So it's how can we do all of those things? Our whole goal at the beginning of the school year was to train our students as if we went to remote learning within a week. And our goal is set up. So today, that was my talk with my WIN kids. I'm like, you have to be able to use Jamboard next week if we're remote. And again, we got all these tools set up, and it's great, but can we use it when we transition? And so that's been every day of our goal. I don't care if you're teaching curriculum exactly yet. I care if you're preparing our students to go remote, because we're all afraid it's going to be a long year of remote learning. And we know the spring wasn't what we wanted it to be, but again, we didn't have a chance. And again, here's our chance, teachers, we can do this.
Growth mindset. We can always do better.
Growth mindset. Math, growth mindset.
Thank you so much, Shauna. Appreciate everything that you do and everything that you're trying in your classroom as we move forward.
Well, thanks for training us all summer long, Angie.
No problem.
It's been a hard summer, but a good summer.